And I think this is where the ESP helps us to bridge that response to recovery. We know that we will recover when is the time that we should work towards. The 4 areas of the investments that we're offering, I think, also line up with what the government is looking at, particularly on the health systems, because the universal health coverage that we all aimed for, what we don't want to see is that COVID takes away from what continues to be a challenge to the health system in addressing its disease burden. So we will continue to make sure child mortality and maternal mortality are invested in, so that we don't lose the gains that the Ministry of Health has had. We don't lose our immunization campaigns that we do. Even with the vaccine as we come for COVID, I'm sure it is those very systems that we will use to deliver. Otherwise, there will be a challenge to it. I think, again, the macroeconomic stability is going to be important, and how we help to address that will be addressing social protection needs. It will be addressing the areas where jobs need to be created. And again, I think we mentioned earlier the possibility of focusing on young people and entrepreneurship and startups. Perhaps the most important part of these investments is how we strengthen social cohesion at the local level. In the end, no matter what we do at the federal, it's going to land on the ground, and that ground is in our local governments, our communities. How we prepare and work together on a communication strategy that helps people understand the work that is going on in government with its partnerships to try to alleviate the impact of COVID, I think is really important. Many people don't know the scale at which this needs to happen to make impact will take some time. But I think if people can see hope, because there are 20,000 youth that have been brought into something, or some of these programs that have been brought to life, it would be, I think reduce the tensions that we find that, people have when they see that there is, where is the light at the end of the tunnel, as they would say. So we're very pleased that we're able to contribute and to partner with you in these difficult circumstances. But I think if this works, it will also provide us, as they say, it will be what will draw investments to scale it up. And we would like to make sure that in the event as it rolls out being more successful, we also point to that to being a model in the region and working with it. So, thank you.
It's the importance of our friends, development partners and the UN. And I think that this rallying to support and thinking through a program such as the UN Plus offer for socio-economic recovery is a demonstration of the kind of kinship that we've developed with development partners, especially the Development Partners Group, which is a special group of development partners that we have with us, and of course the United Nations. This initiative is also important because it mirrors our economic sustainability plan and does so in an excellent complement of our economic sustainability plan. And this is very helpful to us because we put together a plan that will cost us 2.3 trillion. Half of that, as I pointed out earlier, is in the form of loans and facilities. The other half of it, of course, is budgeted funds. But we still have a huge gap, and that gap, I think, has been very well made up for by this initiative. And we're extremely pleased that this has been a thoughtful collaboration with us, because it takes into account where we were unable to make up the financing, and takes into account also a plan which we had developed. So it's not in any sense an attempt by our supporters and friends to impose new ideas or new trajectories upon us. We are all at one in the direction that we intend to go, and we think that this is an excellent fit for all of our plans. Already, so much has been said about our economic sustainability plan. But I think that one of the critical issues is social protection. And it has become even more urgent, especially in the light of the COVID-19 pandemic, the lockdowns, and of course the disruptions that have taken place. The poor have become poorer, and those who lived even marginally have fallen into deeper misery. So I think that the economic sustainability plan is one that we are committed to vigorously pursuing, because we don't really have much of an option if we are to address the real concerns of several of our people. The other aspect of it is, again, we've talked a bit about that, the informal sector, the large number of young men and women who make a living by daily work and daily pay. And the focus of several of our initiatives in the plan is on addressing the particular concerns of these category of workers. At some point, in our social investment plan, we had a microcredit scheme, possibly the largest of its kind, at least in sub-Saharan Africa, where we gave out microcredit loans to about 2 million petty traders. And we also gave out a substantial number of farmers as well under the Anchor Borrowers program. But the petty traders was particularly important because the scheme was to give them, the plan was to give them 10,000 naira, and then when they paid back 15,000 naira, then and we found that of course there had been doubts about how people would pay back and whether they would pay back or not, but we found that the rate was really quite good. And that people and several of these petty traders paid back and drew again as they paid back. So part of what the President has approved for the economic sustainability plan is more funding for about 1 million new entrants into our social investment orbit, and we think that we really have to do a lot more. We have to increase the numbers, because really what people need the most is to be given an opportunity to be able to earn a living. And for those who are traders, who are petty traders, we find that even just improving their inventory and being able to sell more and buy more is helpful, not just to themselves but to the entire value chain of which they are a part. So we're really excited about this collaboration with the UN and with our development partners, and we certainly look forward to further collaboration, more collaboration, and just to say again how very grateful we are to our friends and partners for the effort that has gone into planning this and to making this work. Thank you all very much.